Former Pixar assistant editor. I was deeply saddened and aggrieved by the changes that were made. Who cares? Who cares? What makes you special? And you're mad because you didn't get to stack your LGBTQ plus minus values into the movie. There is a Pixar movie that was just released called Elio. It has been an absolute box office dud, like a complete gigantic failure. After 2 weekends in theaters, the $150 million film about a lonely boy who becomes a galactic ambassador for Earth has currently grossed $42 million domestic and only $72 million globally. Gigantic, gigantic fail. So what exactly happened with Elio? Why did this thing absolutely self-destruct at the box office? Fascinating piece over The Hollywood Reporter demonstrating how go woke, go broke. According to The Hollywood Reporter, those who worked at Pixar while its latest film release, Elio, was in production, were delighted by footage they saw roughly 2 years ago. Among the moments cited as favorites by those at the animation studio at the time included a sequence in which the titular boy collected trash on the beach and turned it into homemade apparel that included a pink tank top. The movie's team would refer to Elio showing this off to a hermit crab as his trashin' show. But if you bought a ticket to Elio and don't remember seeing this, it's not that you chose the wrong time to refill your soda. According to multiple insiders who spoke to The Hollywood Reporter, Elio was initially portrayed as a queer-coded character, reflecting original director Adrian Molina's identity as an openly gay filmmaker. Other sources say Molina didn't intend the film to be a coming-out story because the character is 11. Either way, this characterization gradually faded away throughout the production process as Elio became more masculine following feedback from leadership. Gone were not only direct examples of his passion for environmentalism and fashion, but also a scene in Elio's bedroom with pictures suggesting a male crush. Hints at the trash fashion remain in the released film. The boy wears a cape decorated with discarded cutlery and soda can tabs, although without any explanation for the unusual attire. Elio's turbulent ride began well before its calamitous nosedive at the box office during the June 20th to 22nd corridor. Indeed, the summer of 2023 became a fateful one for the animated film about a lonely boy beamed into outer space by an intergalactic organization after being misidentified as the leader of Earth. So, apparently, the writing was first on the wall when the film conducted an early test screening in Arizona. Viewers said that they enjoyed the movie, but then they were asked how many of them would see it in a theater. 0 hands went up. 0. Apparently, Molina then screened the film for Pixar leadership, and they didn't like it. And Molina was hurt by the conversation, and then he left, and then it was reworked. And then it arrived and bombed. Okay, so first of all, we should ask ourselves, why are we shocked by any of this? We shouldn't be. Right, remember, Disney is the same company that had top executives claiming that they were mainlining gay propaganda into children's programming. I mean, it's kind of an astonishing thing, right? I mean, this is a movie that is made for young kids by a gay director, and it was a queer-coded 11-year-old in the film. Why in the world would a parent take their kid to see that? Why? And Disney knew that was going to be a mistake. And so they changed it, but it was too late because it turns out that the artistic efforts that went into making this a queer-coded film could not simply be removed without apparently affecting the final product in some way, shape, or form. But it demonstrates the lengths to which people in the entertainment industry will go to hijack the brains of your children, to screw with your children's values and morality. This month, Tax Network USA proudly celebrates our nation's birthday, honoring freedom, resilience, and financial independence. To mark the occasion, they're offering 10% off all services through July 4th. If you're dealing with back taxes, or if you missed that April 15th deadline, don't wait. The IRS is rapidly stepping up enforcement. Penalties can add up quickly, up to 5% per month, maxing out at 25% of your total tax bill just for not filing. That's on top of what you already owe. But there's good news. Tax Network USA can still help you turn things around. Whether you're self-employed, run a business, or your books are a complete mess, their team knows how to cut through the chaos and find solutions that work. Your consultation is always free. Getting ahead of the problem now could help you avoid harsh penalties, wage garnishments, or surprise bank levies. Take that first step. Call 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Shapiro. Don't forget, you'll get 10% off all services through July 4th as part of their celebration of our nation's birthday. Regain control of your finances with expert help from Tax Network USA. Give them a call right now, 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Shapiro. Again, that's 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Shapiro. When you take your kid to a Pixar movie, you are not expecting that Pixar movie to be an ode to coming out of the closet for small children. That is not what you are expecting. And yet Pixar decided to hand this off to somebody who wanted to make it that thing. And now, of course, all the gay pride groups are very upset. Former Pixar assistant editor Sarah Lagatich, who provided feedback during Elio production as a member of the company's internal LGBTQ plus minus divided by side group, Pix Pride, said, quote, "I was deeply saddened and aggrieved by the changes that were made." Who cares? Who cares if you are deeply saddened and aggrieved by the changes that were made? What makes you special that you get to be aggrieved by a story about a kid that should have nothing to do with sexuality, and you're mad because you didn't get to stack your LGBTQ plus minus values into the movie? The changes to Elio were clear to one former Pixar artist who worked on the film. Quote, "It was pretty clear throughout the production of the first version that studio leaders were constantly sanding down these moments in the film that alluded to Elio's sexuality of being queer." Now, apparently, sources told The Hollywood Reporter Molina was informed shortly thereafter that the new director, who wrote and directed Pixar's 2020 short Burrow and was a storyboard artist on Turning Red and Elio, would be elevated to director. Molina was given the opportunity to direct Elio alongside the new director, but after numerous notes and changes, he decided to leave the project. Suddenly, you remove this big key piece, which is all about identity, and Elio just becomes about totally nothing, says a former Pixar artist. The Elio that is in theaters right now is far worse than Adrian's best version of the original. Another Pixar staffer said the character was so cute and so much fun, had so much personality, and he feels much more generic to me. Now, again, there are people who worked on the film, like America Ferrera, who left, apparently because she didn't like that Molina ended up essentially being fired. But it's demonstrative how insane these Hollywood companies are, that they were willing to, just on faith, give people script control and get deep into the production process on a movie for children that was about a queer-coded 11-year-old. It definitely shows you where their heads are at. And as the box office is proving, if you decide to do this sort of thing, you are going to fail. People do not want to see that. They don't. They're raising their kid in a particular way. When I show my kids entertainment, the only stuff I'll show them now is old stuff, old movies, specifically because of this kind of stuff. I'll show them content from Benke because we literally made a kids programming decision, but that is an entirely different outlet that we make sure is clean for your kids. You can't trust these folks. You can't. Well, that's all for now, folks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. Be sure to check out all of the other great content on my channel. I'll see you here next time.